Hey there. Well, what I'm about to tell you is a coon hunting story. Yeah, it goes back to when I was 9 years old. I used to go coon hunting with my Uncle Carl Woodrow up there in the hills of Pennsylvania. In order to go coon hunting with Uncle Carl, I had to walk about 7 miles up over the hill, past the old schoolhouse, through the woods, down in the valley, and over to Uncle Carl's house, and then we would go off coon hunting for the night. And at that time, they used those old carbide lights, like you put on your hat, the coal miners used. And also they did have flashlights. And so, anyway, to make the story shorter, Carl and I, we took off with the coon dog, and we were out in the woods. And the coon dog, they got tongue on a trail there. They were going, hoo, hoo, hoo. And as they were tonguing on that trail, my uncle and I, we were following as close behind them through the woods. And pretty soon, there was that sound that you always wait to hear when you're a coon hunter. It was a woo, 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 woo. Yep. They had treed a coon. So we rushed to the area, and there it was a farmer's field. And the coon was up a tree, and the coon dogs were on the other side of the field. Well, being young and foolish, I decided I'll go across over there to that tree where the coon hounds are. And when I started to cross the field, I heard this pounding and pounding on the ground. And my uncle shouted, hey, Bobby, there's a bull in this field, and it's coming. And I could tell it was coming because those hooves and this pounding on the ground was getting closer and closer to me. Well, I looked around. There wasn't anything in sight except one lonely tree, and it didn't have a limb hardly on it for about 30 feet up. But I hit that tree and went up it like a squirrel. And I'm hanging on to that tree when the bull slammed in the bottom of the tree. And he's pawing the ground and snorting. Boy, oh boy, what a ferocious sound. So anyway, my uncle, he never got over the fence or anything. He's standing there, started throwing stones at the bull, to try to get him away from the tree. Well, he started hollering, and he ran down the fence a little ways, and he'd throw stones and holler, and lo and behold, the bull finally left and headed for him down along the fence, and I was able to jump out of the tree, tear across that field, over the fence, saved my life by my Uncle Carl and his stone throwing, and got rid of the bull. I'm sorry, it wasn't real exciting, but that was one of my coon hunting experiences. Of course, you got to remember now, I was 9 years old. I don't hunt anymore. In fact, I take care of the coons as much as possible and take care of all wildlife as much as possible. My hunting days were over, but at that time, it was the thing to do. Okay, there you have it. Now, I'm going to have to come up closer in order to turn my recorder off. So you can see, I'm in favor of the coons. I love the old coons. Yes, I do. Okie dokie, we're going out of here. That's for sure.